Hello, fellow wanderers. I'm Endri. Thank you for joining me as we wander through some more Sunless Sea. And I'm here at the Sumayan Canal staging area, and we are going to the surface. I just sold off some Scintillac, bought some fuel and supplies, and we're now heading this way. We lose 15 tear. We've seen all this before. We can now fill our mirror catch box. We'll do that. It does increase our Minas' yearning burning, but I'm not overly worried about it. And then we're going to go to Naples. We lost a crew already. That's not a good sign. Goodbye to the scarred sister. She taps you timidly on the elbow. You've been good to me, but here on the surface, I want to see my homeland. Will you pay my fare? This costs 100 echoes. We'll do that. I walk to the station. You see her to the train. The bosun carries her bag. The street is busy with travelers, families, beggars. The dust of the road rises up to make you cough, all three of you. Phoebe has been very quiet, but now suddenly she starts to speak. We have family in Greece, or had long ago. My grandmothers kept the mystery and watched the judgments up in the mountains above Corinth. When the bazaar came to earth, they saw an opportunity, and so they came below. She shakes her head. It didn't end well for us. I wish I could have told you more. Only there's so little left of me now. I must have my last few secrets, or I'll just blow away in the wind. But I want you to have this. It's a slim volume entitled A Dream of Red, a romantic novella. She kisses your cheek, shakes your hand, and she's gone. We gain 3 secrets, lose 100 echoes, gain 1 vision of the surface, and 1 dream of red, which I believe increases our hearts by 25 on our next captain. We are going to buy a train ticket to Vienna. We are going to deliver coffee, because money. We're going to do another favor for the agitator. And nothing new here. So we'll go back to Naples. We will purchase some supplies, because we have very few of those. Six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Not really sufficient. I will buy a little bit of fuel. We've actually got plenty of fuel. Alright. We are going to head back to Avernus. We did not lose any more crew, which is very good. We will return below. Alright, not a bad trip. We have 3 fuel and 9 supplies. We're a little light on fuel, but we're going straight down here to the Iron Republic. So we've now completed 2 legacies this run. We could complete potentially 4. Though, like I said, one of them we are definitely waiting until the last minute to do, because it really is so dangerous. Well, it's not dangerous. You don't want to do it if you're low on money, because bad things happen to your income when you do one of them. We'll see that in a bit here. There are other ways to get these tomes. I think only one of them is actually... Well, all of them have at least 2 ways. Though some of them require you to do the Sunlit Isle, which is a complicated and costly quest, which we will probably do at some point. Not this captain. We have a different ending for this captain, but at some point. But that being said, we're not that worried about it. So here we are, we're in the Iron Republic. We need to do something very specific while we are in the Iron Republic. So the Parliament of Flies is still going. We're going to compile a port report. We did not lose any hearts. We gained Tale of Terror. We gained a Memory Distant Shore. We are now going to tell our crew to go forward to shore leave. Gained 3 terror, that's actually not that bad. Lost 50 echoes. And it should have progressed time, but it didn't. While we're here, though, I am going to stock up on fuel. We're going to need it. Alright, now the fun part. Yes, we have to wait here. That is, in fact, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to advance the time in the Iron Republic, so I might as well show off what that basically entails. Now, normally, you just do this by playing the game, coming back here. You could do shore leave to help with it, or not. I'm trying not to let my terror counter, and don't know if I've pointed this out, those little dots are your terror. I'm trying not to let it rise too much because we're going to be gaining terror a lot doing this. But well, if anything, I'll sit here with the lights on because burning fuel here is really cheap. So there's really no downside to doing it. We've got lots of supplies and a very small crew, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, another day. We are going to let them go ashore. We've gained 5 terror, gained an elemental relic, and an outlandish artifact, and a tale of terror. Huh. It's not bad. Cavalry Doctrine is now open for business. Very nice. So the next time we come back, we can do that one instead. So we're just going to sit here with our light on. And yeah, this is basically what you have to do. It's going to cost us a few echoes, which is no big deal. We've got quite a bit more money than I would really have expected. We have our Scion back at home, so there's no real downside to doing this. Our terrors did go up a bit, but we could stop by London and take care of that. The Blind Bruiser might take exception to that, but the Blind Bruiser can go get... Anyway, other than that, yeah. Basically, we want to get to day 15. We're on day 4 or 5 now. It progresses a fairly random amount every time you do shore leave, which is kind of weird. I don't like it. Different goods are offered. Sometimes you can make it advance very quickly. This particular game has been really weird about the RNG it's been giving me for advancing things I don't want advanced and not advancing things I do want advanced. So be it. Cavalry Doctrine. I'm going to do shore leave. We gain 5 more terror, which isn't so bad. New fragment, new artifact. Apparently it didn't let us actually go into the shop, but I'm not overly worried. And I believe we do in fact need to be undocked to have it advance. But it's not a big deal. Next time I'll actually go in, if the Cavalry Doctrine is still there, I'll go in and show you what the shop has. And the flavor text and all that. But yeah, we're right now we're just trying to finish up the quest in Venderbite. To get that over with, we need to go to the Isle of Cats and progress that storyline, which is going to be interesting. You need a lot of hold space to really get your rewards for that, when we're probably not going to have it, and I'm probably not going to care. I'm probably going to throw a lot of stuff overboard, to be perfectly honest. Because we're here, Isle of Cats is way over there, and yeah. We cannot finish getting the Violante ink immediately, so we'll check out the Cavalry Doctrine. You could sell Zoop here for 77. You can sell supplies for 25. Which if you buy them at the surface and this is open, you can make a little bit of profit. You can buy Dark Drop coffee for cheap with the House of Milks. And of course fuel is at the same old price. That's all we've got for now. Just wanted to show that off. But yeah, I know this isn't terribly entertaining, but let's see here. What's the rest of our goals for this particular playthrough? I want to finish the ship, and I need to get the next items for the Venturer. Strange catches, which means we'll be stopping by Irem. I don't think we actually need coffee to do that. We might, I don't recall. If we do, well, It's alright. We have other tasks we have to get done in the meanwhile as well, so it's not a big deal. We still haven't actually gotten our terror all that high. We're still at 22, which is fairly low. The use of supplies is slightly more annoying because we can't easily refill supplies in this particular port. We're going to go ahead and allow shore leave. I mean, the lamentable relics aren't bad to get. How you all laugh. Their yellow eyes remain on with you, swimming in your vision as you stagger back to the ship with the skull, the tea cozy. The eyes remain literally, that is, they coalesce in the palm of your hand each time you open it. Devils and their flirtations. At least you have the tea cozy. Oh, just for fun. Yeah, we can't at the moment. I really want this to advance, and I don't know why it's not. It's really kind of annoying. We've made use of their shop. It should really be advancing a little bit. Oh well. It used to be, by the way, that you couldn't ever reset the days. Once you got to 15, you were done. You couldn't go back to the shops, so you had to really time how you came to the docks here. But it's not so bad at this point. Used to be bad. Isn't so bad now. What do we have? Cavalry doctrine is up again. That's very strange. City is a temple of shattered columns. Let slip from time to time impossible thoughts. Man finds his way through a labyrinth of words, capture his own eyes. What happened? Did you pay for it? Why did you pay for it? Lost 50 echoes. Lost 2 terror. Cavalry doctrine is now open for business. That is very strange. We'll get it eventually. We will get it eventually. We might have skipped over it, but I don't think we can. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just reading wrong. We will continue doing this for the moment. The lamentable relics are actually kind of useful, so I don't mind so much. The Tales of Terror we've got enough of, to be honest. We'll buy back up some fuel and continue to sit in port. I'm not entirely certain what's going on here. I think what we'll do for the moment, since this has been a bit of a pain, and I don't really want our terror to get much higher or burn more supplies, is we will we'll head east. At the very least, we can get some things done. What I'll do is I'll progress the days there off screen. I think I also need to turn in the port report before I can get what I want anyway. So, there you go. Or what happened is we actually skipped over the event I wanted because we got an unlucky roll. I'm not wholly certain that's possible. Might be a little glitchy. Or I just don't understand what's going on. It's not a big deal either way. Apologies for wasting all your time. But it is another showing of how you can kind of advance by sitting still at a port. If you have your light on in port, you don't gain terror, which is useful. We are going to swing up here by Demo Island. We'll stop by Khan's Heart. There's always a chance that we'll actually get the event we want, that will let us get the Violante pigment another way. Let me guess. Oh, you're just a steam penance. Fine. You are not long for this world, sir. You are not long for this world at all. I missed that shot? Dang. I wasn't expecting that. What do we get this time? Bolt of Spider Silk. Yippee. It's worth a little money, and that is about it. How did I skip over the next shop? That's really weird. Oh well. Maybe because I had the port report. I'm not sure. So we're going to make it as far as we can with the amount of terror we've got, which shouldn't be that bad. We've got tons of echo still, even though I've wasted a whole bunch just sitting there. But I'm really not worried about this Captain's Echoes. We're going to do a tea with the Factor to lose some terror, gain some supplies. We will compile a port report because we're here and it's free money. And now we are essentially heading directly to the east. With careful management of terror, we should actually make it all the way around to Irem and back. Especially if we stop by Frostfound, we can drop 10 terror there very easily. And make a regular trip of it. More than likely, when the time limit hits, we'll be skipping ahead. That'll probably be shortly after we hit the Isle of Cats. When the Isle of Cats shows up, we will move on. We'll do. I'll finish the loop on my own because I'm not really going to do anything storyline-wise. And that's about it. The reason we're doing the Iron Republic is because we want the blue Scintillac piece to finish out the ship that we want to get, and we don't currently have it. So there's that. Unfortunately, Pigmoat Island ended up being a failure. Honestly, given the way things were going, I should have hoped that the rebellion would form, and then use the rebellion to get the blue Scintillac. I wasn't thinking about it, but I don't even think we got the chance. I don't think the rebellion even formed thanks to my luck in that regard and failure of luck in another. Also, the decision I made right before the event probably cost us the event by lowering our was it our might or our spirit? I don't recall, but either way, it's fairly random. We'll have another chance of it another time. In the long term, I think it's actually better to get the cavies in charge versus the rats. The rats are nice because they can repair your ship for fairly cheap. The cavies, though, are a source of Scintillac that you can just buy. It's expensive, but if you desperately need a piece, you can get it without doing a skill challenge like you would at Port Cecil. Port Cecil's a place we'll show off a bit more another time. This first captain just does not have the base stats to do what needs to be done in Port Cecil. So we're going to stop by here in Khan's Heart to see if we can get the event I want. Oop, I hit the wrong button. That might bite me in a bit here. 30 echo for a crew. We're going to collect the Cherryman's cargo, because I forgot that's actually where we need to go to collect that. And we're going to wander Khan's Heart. And we got nothing. That is ridiculous. It's actually driving me up the wall that it's not giving us the event, even when I went to the trouble of getting into the Nephrite quarter. I'm gonna hire a crew, just in case. I hit the wrong button and now we're burning our engines hard, which could cause a fire, which could cause us hull damage and cause us to lose crew and all sorts of things. And I really don't like that they put that at the F key button, because I hit it all the time on accident. But it looks like we got away scot-free this time. I should have used my Nephrite connection to just buy fuel at Khan's Heart. It's slightly cheaper for us that way, but I'm not that worried about it, to be honest. Let's head in here, compile a port report, and move on. There's nothing else we want here. Let's actually sail out to the south, see if we can clear a little bit more of the map, though. Just in case. Which means the Shellinate is to our south. Fortunately, I don't really have any reason to go there. It has very limited usefulness, actually, all things considered. Especially if you're not playing through the submarine content, which we are presently not doing. Though we're not long from it. This first captain has gone so very well. Getting 2 of the legacy items, even if that's all we end up getting, and we don't get the 3rd one, or the 4th one, getting 2 in a single playthrough is actually pretty good. So I would say this has definitely been a successful voyage. We do want to get retire this captain eventually, though, just because the bonus you get from the legacy items is so significant. Urchins, again, I'll tell us to prepare the baths. How's the Venturer? Still a rubbery man? He isn't? Are you quite sure? Lady K's rubber cheeks. Maybe that part comes later. I shall have to make a note. Well, that basically filled our hold. 3 casks of mushroom wine, 2 supplies, 500 echoes, which basically makes up for all the stuff we wasted earlier, and 5 caskets of sapphires. We're going to compile a port report. Not selling my sunlight here because we've only got a 45% chance to keep our box. So what I am going to do, this is going to seem strange, I'm going to sell all of our supplies. I'm going to tend the rose garden. Before you is a garden washed with blood, a sea of petaled crimson. They say these particular exile's rose are a variety crossbred with a flower from hell. That would explain the stench of brimstone underneath the sweetness. Winding paths lead to a regular rows of cages, each covered in tangles of thorn and vine. Some of the prisoners inside the cages call out to you, others mutter themselves or weep, a few simply stare hopeless and silent. Good, you're here. As Iris snaps a rose head with her shears. I'd like a new addition to the garden. Could I borrow one of your crew? Well, have one, really. I doubt you'd want them back afterwards. We are going to give them the irrepressible cannoneer. Why? Well, I don't particularly want to have her. This will give us 20 cargo. We're going to be off by 1. We're going to just throw one of those immediately into the sea. What ho, Captain? Jolly strange garden this, eh? You explain matters. To his credit, the cannoneer... Oh, that's a guy, right? I keep forgetting the cannoneer's a guy. For some reason, I think the cannoneer's a girl. I don't know why. To his credit, the cannoneer only tries to take one swing at you. I didn't expect... This outcome isn't on any of my lists. Zyra locks the cannoneer into the cage personally. Saltpeter and lit matches, hot iron. What memories you must have. Sipping them will be like swallowing an explosion, all fire and light. Cannoneer refuses to look away from you until you make some excuse to leave. They probably won't even recognize you the next time you return. That's something at least. We gain 20 supplies, 100 fragments. We progress this story, mostly. And I'm promptly going to sell most of these. And replace them with fuel, because we're going to need the fuel. Leopold has a particular fascination with the surface. He still thinks of it as home in some ways. Endearing, isn't it? He doesn't wait for your answer. Personally, I've drunk the memories of so many homes, I couldn't pick a particular one out of the lot. Tricky things. Still, it does make him easier to buy birthday presents for. Have I muddled this up? I did say I set up a meeting with the king for you, didn't I? Well, I did. Someone with memories from the surface. It's not his birthday exactly, but you'll want to make a good impression. So we'll bring Leopold a gift. We are now seeking a gift. Good enough. And the Sumerian Canal is our destination. And that's about where we're at here. We still got a little bit of time. We can sail north. Not that I'm really going to stop anywhere. We're basically on our way to Irem and burning through fuel and supplies as we go. I don't know what to do with these caskets of sapphires. Ooh, I might start by polythreme. I might be able to sell them there. And oh, I can do something with the wine at Godfall. Okay. So I guess we are going to make some stops. Yeah, we're basically going northeast. I'll stop by Visage because we're right here, and we'll pick up a port report. I'm not going to go through the chain again. We can get more outlandish artifacts and such, but we actually have plenty of things. A little low on crew, but plenty of things. We'll just compile a port report and head on. Like I said, if you want outlandish artifacts, it's a good place to get some. That face is really creepy, by the way. Okay. A little bit that way. There we go. There might be a monster or two out here that we want to avoid. Our hull's pretty good, and we're pretty quick. One thing I will say is when you go to change ships, if you go to change ships, unequip your claymen and buy your maximum crew before you do, or you might not be able to get anywhere. Then equip the claymen afterwards to fill in slots. Yeah, crew is interesting in this game, the way it works. So we got rid of our gunner, it dropped our iron, and I'm actually okay with that. I don't rely on iron particularly much. I forget it. I don't care about Nuncio's port report that much. And I'm pretty sure in polythreme I can sell the sapphires, which would be nice. I could stop by the Empire of Hands and get the Admiral's Commission and all that sort of thing, but I'm not that particularly worried about it. We have a goal. Let's work towards that goal, shall we? I am annoyed at how full our hold is now. Very, very annoyed. The plus side, we can stop at London without the blind bruiser getting angry at us. Yay for that. So we can get the Violante fairly simply. I'll probably next session what I will do is I will start having advanced the Iron Republic to where I need it. It might take me a while. So be it. Not much we can do about it. Alright. Let's gather our port report. And we can in fact sell the caskets of sapphires, which were worth quite a bit actually. No complaints there. Next stop will be Godfall, just to get rid of the cask of wine. I think we can. We might actually be too far in the progression of Timely Healer. We'll see in a moment. And then we're off to Irem. We've got plenty of cold capacity at this point. We could actually... So Godfall... Where would we go from Godfall? Straight west, we'd have no more refueling points. Oh, that's laid out horribly. No, we'll go to Godfall first, open up the space so that I can put a little more into my hold as far as fuel goes. So we really, then we can stop by Mount Palmerston and head directly west. Frostfound and then down. It'll have to work. It might not work, but we should be okay. That'll show me picking up the strange catch before we end the episode regardless, just to be a little more complete. How's terror? 37. Actually, not that bad. Not that bad at all. I might stop by Frostfound to get its port report and to use its terror diminishing. All eyes on deck. We lost one terror. The even chance on the luck is kind of meh. I don't know what influences your luck score. I don't even know where you can check it. It might just be random. This is where we can often encounter the pirate poet. Another day, time the healer, no more than 199. You have 106. I need 5 casks of mushroom wine. That's a pity. Well, we're not getting rid of it that way. Well, off to Irem then. Didn't know I needed 5 of them. I thought you just gave them one at a time. That's a pity. Ah, well. It's not the end of the world. If I have to dump the cask of wine, I don't care. They're not worth much. What else do we have in our hold? Yeah, that's taking a space. We actually only need 6. Take a space, and the silk is taking a space too. Got a few things taking up room in our cargo hold, which is a little irritating. I mean, it's all worth echoes in the end, but echoes are not as important to us right now as our progression. We do need a new gunner, though. There aren't that many of them. The irrepressible gunner is nice because when you complete his quest, you don't lose the gunner. You just get a really nice item. However, you need a fairly nice ship to use the nice items, so is it worth it? I'm of the opinion it's not really, but it is used to complete other quests, one in particular that gets you a much nicer item, which will be one of our Final Captain's quests. I keep saying Final Captain. This game does not let you have that luxury. It could kill a captain at any time with very little warning. And I believe I can access the shops even without the coffee. Oh, I hadn't actually had my light on the last time I was in Irem. Good to know. We will compile port report. We could sacrifice a Lentil Relic for 2 moves in the Great Game, but I don't particularly care to have 2 moves in the Great Game. Judgment Egg for 10 secrets, that's really expensive. Huh, sell 1 captivating treasure for 50 fuel. I have a captivating treasure in my inventory? Where did I pick that up? Oh, whatever. Nothing else I can buy or sell, fine. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's our max. And actually, that's all we're going to do. I'm going to call it a part here, and I will meet you back probably at the Iron Republic. So until our paths cross again, have fun and stay safe, everyone.